Hey guys, Josh Brewer here, and guess what? It is Christmas time, one of my favorite times of the year, maybe one of your favorite times of the year also. I want to ask you this question. What do you do during this time of year? What do you do for fun? What do you do to spend time with the family? You know, one of the things that we love doing more than anything else during this time of year, other than going to church, worshiping, doing those kind of things, we love watching Christmas movies, those traditional movies. We love spending time as a family watching movies. One of our favorites to watch is Christmas with the Cranks, and if you've ever seen this movie, you know how the story goes. You know, they decide that instead of spending $4,000 on Christmas, that they're going to use that money to go on a cruise. It's a great story. I won't spoil the end of the movie for you, but I want to ask you guys this question: like, what do you spend money on this Christmas time? I looked up a few stats for you. $357 billion last year was spent on Christmas. $357 billion was spent on Christmas. You know how much money was spent on charitable giving, which I thought the numbers would be drastically different, but turns out, to my surprise and to my encouragement and my hope for our nation, is that they weren't that far off. You know, $353 billion was spent on charitable giving. That's incredible. It's almost dollar for dollar. I want to ask you guys the same question. You know, how much money do you spend on Christmas? You know, on average, each individual person spends about $1,600 on Christmas gifts. How much are you spending this Christmas time on Christmas gifts, and how much are you spending on giving back to the work that you're seeing the Lord do? I want to ask you guys that question. Where are your time and your talents, where's your treasure going this Christmas time? You know, a lot of people make Christmas about, of course, Santa Claus, the guy that sits in the chair behind me, or they make it about shopping, and those things are great. Those things are not all bad, but I want to remind you guys this Christmas time that, you know, salvation doesn't come through buying gifts. Salvation doesn't come through the guy that sits in the big red chair. Salvation comes through Jesus and Jesus Christ alone. And I want to read you guys this passage. It says, "For unto us a child is born, to us a son is given, and for the government shall be on his shoulder. And his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. Of the increase of his government and of peace there will be no end." God is doing incredibly big things. So I want to encourage you guys today with a Merry Christmas to you. But I want to encourage you guys, like, take a step back and look around at Christmas. What have you made it about? How can you spend time with family? How can you give your time and your talents and your treasures back to the work that you're seeing the Lord do? And I want to also take this time to thank God that we live in a great nation that allows us to celebrate Christmas openly and allows us to worship Jesus.